How's it going, you guys, and welcome back to Conservatory Fitness. And in today's video, I'm gonna talk to you guys about what it's like being a CrossFit coach, how I got started, what makes a really good coach, and the different traits that they need in order to become worth more and be able to make more money per hour or for your salary or whatever it is you're currently in, or answer questions for those of you that might be contemplating getting your level 1. Maybe you just got your level 1 and want to see if it's a reasonable goal for you to try to become a full-time coach or make a living off of being a CrossFit coach. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button because it helps us out a lot. And if there's any questions that don't get answered in this video, make sure to leave them down below in the comments and I'll be sure to get back to you guys. So if you guys see me kind of looking to the side, it's because I have a whiteboard here to make sure I don't go down any rabbit holes and kind of just veer off of topic. I'm going to try to keep this video short and brief and again answer a lot of questions that I get asked pretty frequently. So first, starting with kind of like my background and why I got into CrossFit, and then how I got started coaching, and then where I'm at now. So first, I started weightlifting in high school. I started doing weight training for football, and for the first, for all 4 years of my high school career, I was lifting weights, and I absolutely loved it. That's where I believe like my passion for CrossFit, that's why I believe like my passion for working out and lifting weights started, was with a lot of the movements we were doing in football. So we were doing deadlifts, power cleans, bench, we were doing thrusters, we were doing a lot of different dynamic movements that I absolutely loved. Learning how to be athletic and move well and do movements that required a lot of technique really got me pumped up. So after high school, I eventually got into bodybuilding for a year once I finished high school, and I liked it at first. I learned a lot during that time. I learned like how to attack certain muscle groups. I learned how to properly move, and I became a really good squatter during that time. I focused on technique and slow, concentrated movements. I wasn't like rushing things, kind of just moving like how a lot of people end up moving in the gym, which is not very efficient. They try to throw weight around and be like, yeah, I curled 50s today, but they were like flinging their whole body around trying to do them. So I learned how to move pretty well there, which was very important, but I very quickly fell out of love for it. During that year time, I heard about CrossFit. I heard some people from word of mouth just mentioning it, talking about how brutal the workouts were, how crazy they were, and I was kind of getting intrigued by it. So I looked it up, I saw some of the workouts that they were doing, and I saw that they did power cleans, I saw they did jump up, I saw a lot of movements I was doing for football. I was like, oh, it looks kind of cool, let me try it out, because again, I miss doing those movements. Luckily, the gym that I was going to at the time, the bodybuilding, or the regular gym, I guess you could say, had like a free weight area where they had bumper plates and medicine balls and stuff. So I was doing my own CrossFit type workouts in there, just building my own workouts and kind of getting a feel for how to work out like that, because it was kind of like football. Like football, we did a lot of circuits, we did a lot of like stations, like all right, power cleans for a minute, go, boom, 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 all right, switch over to box jumps, whatever it was, and we did a lot of different things like that. So CrossFit was kind of similar in that sense, definitely not the same intensity as football was. Football was a little bit lighter in my opinion. I don't know, if I went back to football practice now, I would crush it, but it kind of was a similar stimulant, and I liked it a lot. So after doing that for about 3 or 4 months, I finally decided, hey, I wanted to be a CrossFit. I wanted to start doing CrossFit. At this time, I was 18 years old. I was kind of going to school. I was taking like a unit or two. I wasn't really too heavy in it because I also had a full-time job. And so I started doing CrossFit about 18 or 19. And then after day 1, I fell in love. After about a year doing that, I just happened to sign up for my level 1 just because I wanted to learn more. I was engulfed by it. I was at the gym 6-7 days a week. That's all I wanted to do. That's all I was thinking about was CrossFit. Literally nothing was going through my head other than CrossFit. So I take my level 1, just happened to, in passing, mention it to the gym owner at the time, said, hey, I took my level 1. He said, oh really? Are you interested in interning? And I don't know if in the back of my head I wanted to or what, but as soon as he said that, I kind of got super excited. I started interning and shadowing the coaches, learning a lot from them, and then from there I started coaching. And I don't know, as soon as I started coaching, I just wanted to coach more and more and more. I just wanted to be in the gym as much as I possibly could. So I started picking up, when you first start off being a coach, you don't make a lot, especially back then. So I started coaching back in 2014, so when I got my level 1, I almost started coaching immediately after, because I interned very quickly and then it kind of just threw me into the fire. But when I started coaching, I was only making $15 an hour. And I think 4 or 5 of those hours that I coached would go towards my membership. So I wasn't paying membership anymore, but they'd take away 5 hours to go towards that. And then anything else I made was $15 per hour. So I was making $200 every 2 weeks or whatever it was. I offered them, hey, can I do a weightlifting class on Saturday? So everyone, I would like to coach it. Everyone would like to see a weightlifting class on Saturday. Like, yeah, we'll pay you $10 an hour. So I was like, sure, whatever, pay me, I don't care. Like, I would probably do it for free if you guys asked me to. So I started doing that, and I wasn't making a lot of money. It was just a side, I wouldn't say like a side income or side hustle. Like, it was just something I wanted to do. Like, even if they say, hey, we can't pay anymore, but you still want to coach, I probably would still coach. So it's something I was doing in the gym while still working a full-time job. Eventually I got to the point where I was like, man, I hate my job, and it's literally just 8 hours of the day, or maybe even more sometimes when I had to work overtime, the day that I had to be away from the gym, which was killing me. So I stopped doing that. I ended up coaching at another gym as well. So I was coaching at 2 gyms at the same time, driving back and forth. Sometimes I would coach one gym in the morning, go coach the other one midday, and then come back, coach the other one again in the afternoon. And it was hectic, but I made it work, and I loved it because, again, I was in the gym the whole entire time. I was coaching and working out, and it was a blast. Both gyms, I think one gym I was making the $15 an hour, the other gym I was making like $17 an hour. So still not much, but it was enough I was 19 at the time. I was living at home. It was enough to pay my car payment that I had, and that was essentially all I had to pay. So I was getting it done. Eventually, I moved to San Diego, where I started coaching at a bunch of different places. I was just trying to make it work. I had a bunch of money saved up before I moved down here, so I was living off of that money while I was trying to find a way for me to make money coaching and doing what I love. Now, where I'm currently at, I've coached at probably, I think it's like my 6th gym I've coached at. And I've learned a lot during that time. Again, we're going to talk about like different traits that make a really good coach in a little bit, but kind of talking about where I'm at now and some of the things that you can do if you are currently a coach to offer to your gym owners, to where you could probably make a little more side money, again, if you just want to be spending more time in the gym and less time doing anything else, really. So my current situation is I am a head coach at my gym. I do the programming. I do a lot of back end stuff like member management with like our member management software. I help the owners do like retail. I help set up events. We've done CrossFit competitions. We have seminars. We have a bunch of different community events going on inside the gym and outside the gym that I try to help facilitate with. So I do a lot of these back end things. Some for free, just because I love doing it and I want to make our community happy and try to offer a lot to our members. But some of them I do get paid for, and I will mention the ones I've gotten paid for in the past as well. So for me, I program, do a lot of back-end stuff like that. I coach personally about 25 to 30 hours a week, so I'm not necessarily full-time in the sense of like a 40-hour set schedule every day. I do have every week. I do have a pretty even schedule, but then, some people will take days off, some people will be sick, so it'll kind of fluctuate here and there. But I pretty much have a concrete schedule that I know of for every week. One thing that I do, that I've done in the past is I've helped take photos and videos for a past gym. So if you're someone that's pretty savvy with the camera and you've taken some pretty nice photos, like I wouldn't say just with your phone, but like a DSLR, that's one thing you can offer to your gym. Say, hey, I'll take photos once a week and I'll post them onto the Facebook or whatever it is. I'll share them on Instagram for a flat rate of whatever you want to charge, no matter how, or depending on how good you are at it. So if you think you take amazing, super crazy photos that are great and you edit them and they look super nice and you think it's going to draw attention to your social media platforms, then you could charge, hey, I'll take, I guarantee a minimum of 50 photos a week for $100, $200, however much you want to charge. Or if you're pretty novice and you offered, hey, I'll try and I'll work on getting better at them, hey, I'll, pay me $50 a week and I'll upload again 50 photos, whatever it is. And it's really good because that way the gym has photos for marketing with. The members are happy because they get to see themselves in action. It's just going to look good as a business wise for if you're just posting them, because every single gym should have Instagram and Facebook. With that being said, every single gym should post at least once a day, maybe 2-3 times a day, depending on how they run their social medias and who can offer that much time to post that frequently, but at least once a day. And if you have really nice photos, it definitely bumps you up, because it blows my mind when I see some gyms have their professional or their personal Instagram pages run the gym owner or like one of the coaches will be running the back end of it and usually post mostly just them. Like when I was on this gym the other day, I had no clue what the name was. But like every other post was the gym owner posting himself, like doing a back squat or doing like muscle ups. And I'm like, no one cares about you. Just highlight your members. The members are what, that, you know, if you highlight your members, they're gonna tag their friends, they're gonna feel good. Other people wanna drop into your gym, maybe move to that area and wanna join your gym, are gonna see that and then want to, you know, like, oh dang, all the members are kicking butt, they're doing crazy workouts. I wanna be a part of that. So highlight the members. That's an option you can do for a side income or another way you can make money through the gym. Another thing you can offer is simply just offering to clean more. Some gyms will make you clean, or that'll be what's what I'm looking for, a requirement when you become a coach is, hey, you gotta wipe down the barbells, you gotta clean off the rig, you gotta mop the floors. But let's say you go to a gym that is loosely asks you to clean a gym, but they have a cleaning service come in once or twice a week that is a thorough deep cleaning. Maybe you say, hey, have them come once a week or maybe every other week, and that money you were paying them, you can pay me and I will do a more detailed job. So, you know, one day I'll clean the barbells with a, you know, brush and I'll make them spotless. Next day I'll wipe down the whole entire rig, every single bar until it's super squeaky clean, there's not a bunch of caked up chalk on them. I'll mop the floors, every single little corner, I'll move all the equipment around so I can get every little crevice. And that's another way you can make money as well, because it's, I mean, a lot of people think they're above cleaning, but you know, it's again another way you can make money on the side. Another way is kind of going back to the photo part, is running their social media. So for me personally, I love Instagram. I don't really care about Facebook. If it wasn't for my gym now and like the Facebook group that we have where we talk about stuff in there, I probably wouldn't have Facebook. But I love Instagram, and if you've seen my Concentrate Fitness page, I have a good amount of following on there. Not just because I post memes, but I have my dog's Instagram. I have a lot of other pages that I've helped grow to 10 to 20, 30K followers. So I understand how Instagram works, and I'm super savvy on that, and I stay up to date with it because I love Instagram. It's so much fun. So another thing you can do is offer, you know, marketing for your gym. Say, hey, pay me $100 a week. I will post 1 to 2 times a day. I will respond to comments, respond to DMs about people that, you know, are inquiring, hey, what's your hours, what are your classes, what's your drop-in fee, all that kind of stuff. Because that's a huge part of, you know, getting people into the gym, is if you don't respond. If let's say I'm someone that's gonna go fly out to your area, your city, and I send a DM to all these different gyms, say, hey, how much is your drop-in fee? Or do you guys offer open gym? Or do you do that? If you don't respond with me within the first few hours, but the next gym does, guess what gym I'm probably gonna go to? Because now I know my schedule for when I go out there and I can plan stuff better, because I also wanna go experience the city. So things like that are very important, especially for those of you that don't know, for like, if any gym owners are watching this, if you don't have someone responding to an email or an inquiry about your gym within the first hour, you're pretty much gonna lose that person, unless they think you're the only gym that's in that city that they can actually respond to. But trust me, more than less, people usually inquire about different gyms, especially if they have CrossFit experience, and they understand that not all gyms are the same, and they wanna try out all these different gyms. So be the first one to respond. That's gonna make a huge difference in member gaining, I guess you could say. So marketing, another great thing you could do for your gym. Also any maintenance. Let's say you're a handyman. Let's say you know how, or a handy woman, not to be biased, but let's say you know how to work with tools. Maybe you can fix things around the gym, fix the toilet, fix holes in the wall. You could fix electrical units, whatever it is. I don't know, I'm not good with that stuff, but offer it, hey, I'm a handyman, you know, either pay me to be on retainer, and whenever anything breaks, I'll fix it right off the bat, or for any, you know, odd jobs, you can help pay me through there. So being a jack of all trades is essentially it. So not just CrossFit is, you know, being good at everything. Even with your life, be good at everything. Know how to make multiple sources of income from different ways, because unfortunately, a lot of gyms aren't like Jason Khalipa's NC Fit, and they have 13 different locations with all full-time coaches and benefits and the brand new facilities and brand new equipment. A lot of the gyms are just mom and pop ran. They have a few coaches, and a lot of you guys are going to be 1099 or just hourly types of coaches. So if you can find other ways to make money through it that are going to keep you in the gym longer, again, whether you do, you know, your marketing stuff in the gym, whether you again are in the gym fixing stuff and fixing broken equipment, that's a great way for you to make more money and to be worth more at the gym. So just to give you guys a few examples. Now, kind of talking about the different traits of what makes a really good coach and what's going to help you be worth more, whether you want to stay at your current gym and say, hey, I do this, that, and I'm this good with all with coaching. I want to be, can I get a $3 raise per hour? Or can I become salary? Or whatever it is. Or whether you want to go to a different gym and say, hey, these are my credentials. I've been coaching this long. I've helped people hit these kind of PRs. I'm this knowledgeable. And I want to see if I can find a job at your facility making this much. So I'm going to be definitely looking off my board for this portion of this video. But the first one, the most important thing with becoming a good coach, hands down, is relationships you build with the members. It does not matter. It does not matter at all how knowledgeable you are or how well you can run a class. If you are like a dictator, if you don't really show much emotions, you don't really connect with anybody, you're kind of just like shouting out cues and then the class ends and you just kind of walk off. I know every single person's first and last day at my gym. I know what they do for work. I know what class time they typically come to. So if I see someone from the 4 p.m. class come at 7:30 a.m. I'm gonna say, hey, what are you doing here in the morning? You have your day off. Do you have appointment later on? You got to go to, why are you here so early? I know everything about my members. So when they come into the gym, I'm going to treat them like a friend and not a client. That's one of like the biggest things I can say is build friendships with everybody. That's why like, community events are so important. Even once a month, if you just have an event inside your gym, like a game night, everyone brings board games, whether you guys all go out for drinks or whatever it is, building that relationship with all your members is super, super crucial, because if I become friends with someone, they're more susceptible to listening to me, whereas if I'm just kind of shouting out stuff at them, they might just blow me off one day because they are having a bad day and they don't care what I have to say. Whereas like if I know someone and I know how they act, I know how they are as a person, and I see them kind of off, I can talk to them, I can get on their level and understand what they're thinking for the day, so that way I can adjust my coaching style to that person. Next is practicing what you preach. This one is relationships is right here, practicing what you preach is right here. So I'm indifferent with this way. I want to know what you guys think in the comments below, but I've heard this from some of my members say that they believe a CrossFit coach should be able to do all of the movements that are programmed in the gym. So I kind of agree with it, but I can definitely understand their perspective. So they believe that coaches should be able to do muscle ups, be able to do handstand walks, be able to do handstand push-ups, all these high skilled movements that a lot of people usually can't do. Because if I know how to do that movement, it's much easier for me to relay how for them to properly get the movement down. Whereas if I don't know how to do a muscle up, but I've seen a couple of videos, yeah, you want to kind of do this, and it should feel like this, but if you don't know from firsthand experience, it's pretty hard to teach someone. But with that aside, if you tell someone this is what a snatch should look like, chest up, shoulders back, make sure you keep the bar close, stay smooth, and you give them all these different things to help them build a beautiful snatch, but then when you go and snatch, during the class or open gym and members are watching you and your snatch looks like trash and it looks disgusting and like you're catching the bar, you're like running around the gym because like you can't find the balance in the bottom, like it just doesn't look good, members are gonna be less likely to listen to your cues because you don't even follow your own cues. Or if you go and, for example, this is a good example right here, you tell everyone, hey, no bouncing your deadlift, stay smooth, keep your back flat, I don't want you rushing them and just getting them done. And then you go and do deadlift workout and it looks like trash and it looks like your spine's gonna shoot out of your back, then guess what? The members are gonna do the same thing because they think that's okay. Even though you say keep your flat back, they're like, oh, but when it comes to the workout, I can just go and get it done. That is a huge part. Practice what you preach. If you want your members to move well, you need to be moving twice as well. You need to be the picture perfect example of what it should look like. So for example, we'll have muscle ups in our gym, or we'll program muscle ups in the class, and the members will do it, and I'll say, hey, keep your feet together, point your toes, be like, yeah, but I want to kind of get a big kip, I want to arch my feet. And then when they see me do muscle ups and my feet are together, and I point my toes, and I see a nice hollow arch position, then they're like, oh, I get it. Yours look beautiful and they look much more efficient, and that's gonna be a huge part of it. I have a lot to say about that kind of stuff, but if that makes sense, practice what you preach. Make sure if you give someone a cue to have them move well, you're moving twice as well to try to make sure you are being the picture perfect example of what movement should look like in the gym. That's a huge part of it, because people might not understand it until they see you do it and they're like, oh, okay, that's what a beautiful snatch or deadlift or muscle up should look like. Next is growing. Just because you have a degree, just because you have your level 1 or level 2 and all these different certifications or whatever it is, doesn't mean that you know everything. I know 1% of 1% of all the knowledge out there for nutrition, for recovery, for movement efficiency, for programming. I only know so much, so I'm gonna share as much as I can with my members, but I'm always gonna try to grow and learn more to try to better the experience for them and for everyone in my gym. So, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but I have a podcast, my good buddy Roderick, and we mentioned this in our episode. It's gonna be coming out this Sunday, so if you don't follow us already, Podcast Unbroken, I highly recommend it. We talk about a lot of different stuff, have a lot of different people on the podcast. But if I don't know something as a coach, someone says, hey, my shoulder feels like this, and I personally don't know what is going on, or I don't know these certain things we can test. Oh, does it hurt when you do this? Does it hurt when you press overhead? Does it hurt when you hold an object? If I don't know the answer to what it is, I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's probably this, and then just have them go do that, assuming it's gonna fix the problem. I'm gonna tell them, I don't know. I'm going to go study up on the matter, and then come back to them next time I see him and say, hey, let's test this out and see if this works for you. Let's try this out and see if this helps you feel better, or this fixes the issue. Because I do not know everything. I will not claim to know everything. I do know a good amount, and I will try to learn more and more, and I will listen to podcasts, I'll read books, I'll do my research on my own to try to be as knowledgeable as I can and provide a better service for my members and my friends. But if I don't know something, I'm not gonna pretend like I do. I'm gonna make sure that I try to learn as much as I can so I can help them with issues that I don't know yet or I haven't come across yet. And with that being said, there's probably nothing more rewarding as a coach or more fun, in my opinion, than when someone says, hey, I can't do back squats today because my knee hurts. Then I'm gonna say, okay, let's try these different movement patterns. Does it hurt when you do an air squat? Okay, does it hurt when you do a lunge? Okay, does it hurt when you do a jump? Is that really the issue that's causing the pain? Like, there's so many different ways you can find out what hurts, and then you can find modifications and scales to help the person still get the same stimulant or is close enough to it to move properly. So if someone says, yeah, getting in like a deep squat really bugs my knee. Okay, what if we do a box squat? Will we stop you at parallel, maybe a little bit above parallel? Does that help fix the pain? Oh yeah, it doesn't hurt. Cool, let's do box squats for today, and then I want you to mobilize your quads and your calves and your shins and see if that's gonna help alleviate the problem. I try to make that's what makes being a CrossFit coach really fun, is these little challenges and puzzles that get thrown at you to still try to have your athletes have fun in the gym and make sure that they're not missing out on stuff. I hate when someone doesn't let me know that they hurt themselves and they're gone for a week or two and they come back and they're like, yeah, I haven't been working out because my knee's been bugging me. We can still get you I can still give you a great workout. That's not a problem. Keep coming into the gym so I can hopefully assess this issue and try to find out and learn and try to help you feel better. There's so many different times that people have gone to the doctor and say, man, my knee hurts or my shoulder hurts from doing CrossFit, and your doctor goes, oh, CrossFit? Stop working out for 4 weeks, 8 weeks, and then the pain should feel better. Well, yeah, if you're not doing something, the pain's gonna subside because it's not getting aggravated and inflamed, but then who's to say that when you come back to the exercise, it's not gonna happen again? Sometimes rest is the answer. Not every time that's the case. Maybe it's just bad movement patterns, maybe it's tight muscles or joints, maybe it's certain, different things that are going on. So if you're someone that's hurt, go tell your coach right off the bat, hey, this doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel good, I feel pain. And hopefully if your coach is knowledgeable and they actually care and want to still see you progress in the gym and not just drop off, they will find the issue and help you get better. So that was kind of a long piece about knowledge, but make sure you are trying to grow as much as possible, try to study as much as possible, read as much as possible to be more knowledgeable, to help your members out. And that way, again, when you go try to ask for a raise, maybe you want to go to a different gym that's a full-time salary you've heard for coaches. You have this background experience and you know how to have people properly move. I've heard of a lot of different gyms that are like that have full-time coaches that'll ask you, hey, today's workout's power cleans. Tom says it hurts for him to bend over. What are you gonna have him do instead? Or what exercise are you gonna have him do? Or are you gonna have him lighten the load? So experience is super, super important, and you need to know how to modify, how to get people moving in the gym to the best of their knowledge. The best of your knowledge, excuse me. Lastly, this one is super important, and this one is something that I've been doing since I first started coaching, is be willing to work for free. I do a lot of stuff for free still to this day for my gym. I don't expect a penny for any other extra task they ask. Say, hey, can you do this weekend? Or can you work on this program? Or can you, whatever it is, help facilitate this event? I don't say, okay, how much are you gonna pay me for it? Or do I get my hourly rate for this? I do this stuff for free because if your gym owners actually care about the coaches and they actually care about the business and want the business to grow and maybe move into a bigger facility one day, maybe they want to open up a second location, and you can tell your owner, has aspirations to build a better product and community for their members, then your gym owner will return the favor. They will, remember all these things that you do for someone, and it will come back to you. I don't know about you guys, but I believe in karma 100 million%. I know a lot of people that kind of just, think about themselves, me, myself, and I all the time, then it comes back to bite them in the end. Whereas if you just say, of course, and you offer your service, and you offer your time, and you help out others, it is more than likely going to come back and help you in the end. So with a good example of that, for those of you that follow me on Instagram, you'd probably know that I'm getting ready to go to Granite Games at the end of this month. And me and my teammates started a raffle. We started a GoFundMe to help raise funds because it's going to cost us about $4,000 to get there. And that's a lot of money for a few day trip. And that's really all it is. So we've been raising up money, and because we love our members, we care about them, we're friends with them, and we give them a lot of our knowledge, we want to help them grow, they return the favor and help us out. Whereas again, if I was just some coach that kind of just worked and I was like, I treat it like a job versus a passion, and I want to help people see lots of progress, then we might not have received as much. Where we're currently at, we have $2,000 in the GoFundMe, but the GoFundMe is essentially for every dollar that gets donated, I do a burpee. So I'm at about 2,000 burpees, which is gonna be fun. I'm gonna do it after the competition. And then people also donating to the raffle. It just shows that they care about us and they want to help us out because we help them out, and we're not always just there for the money. It's something we love, something we wanna do. You give and you will receive stuff in return. So keep that in mind when it comes to being a coach. So just kind of recap on the experience part, relationships, practice what you preach, make sure you're growing and learning as much as possible, and be willing to work for free. That's really what it comes down to, because it's not a huge corporation where they compensate every little thing you do. There's no overtime. Sometimes sometimes you got to just put in the extra hours, and it is what it is. If you put in the work and you're working at a facility with good coaches and good owners, and that they want to grow and build a better gym for everybody, then it will come back sevenfold. So that is where I'm going to end this video. If you guys have any questions or comments on anything really about being a coach, coaching experience, I currently make a little over about $24 an hour, along with some other the side projects that I mentioned before in that video. So that's kind of where I'm at salary wise. I am W-2, which recently started this year, which I'm super excited about. So I make a little less now, obviously, but I will be getting back the money towards the end versus having to be paid 1099 and then paying that money back towards the end, which is a huge plus. But it's being a CrossFit coach. I don't want to do anything else the rest of my life. I want to help people and coach, even though I have other side gigs going on like YouTube, I have things going on with social media, I have a lot of other small projects that I do here and there. I want to coach the rest of my life. Maybe if I get to the point where I have my own business that's making enough money that I can live off of that, I would still want to coach. Maybe I coach for free. I say, hey guys, put me on the schedule for a couple hours a week because I want to coach, because I just love having a full class of people that want to get better, that want to push themselves, that want to see progress, and that believe in me to help them do that. There's no greater feeling in the entire world. So if you guys have any questions that maybe didn't get answered in this video, make sure to leave them down below and I'll be sure to get back to you guys. And if you stuck around to the end of this video, thank you so much. Again, please hit the like button because it makes a huge difference and helps us out with these videos. If you don't already, follow us on Instagram at Constantly Very Fitness, post a bunch of funny memes. I've been trying to respond more to you guys on there, and it's the love on there is just awesome. Thank you guys so much for that. Yeah, it's gonna wrap up this video. We'll see you guys in the next one.